He's calling in from jury duty, man. It's Steve Mariucci here on the Rich Eisen Show on his usual Mondays with Mooch segment. Are you there, Steve?
Rich, you got to keep it down a little bit. Here's what I'm in the Superior Court of California, Santa Clara County, and my panel, my group's waiting to go in to see if we're going to be on the jury.
Yeah.
So I snuck into the bathroom right now to talk to you.
Are you really?
With Moot must go on.
Are you? So are you really? You're really in a Superior Court men's room right now, calling into the Rich Eisen Show.
I am. So I might get called in, and we might have to cut this thing short. That's okay.
Steve, this is not technically a felony what you're doing right now, is it, or something like that?
No, you know what? I hope not, Rich, because if it is, you're bailing me out. That's all I know.
All right,
you know
Steve.
what?
It's sort of.
This is the third time. I don't know if you've ever been on jury duty, Rich, but this is the third time that I've been here. One time I was dismissed. In fact, it was 2 years ago when we had the Chicago Green Bay Thursday night football game to open the season, and that was kind of my excuse to that way. It was going to be difficult for me. Then the judge said, "Okay, fine, go do your football game."
Right.
So before that, when I was coaching at Cal,
I
ended up on the jury. I was the foreman of the jury. It was awesome. We went back and deliberated, watched video of this fight at the AM/PM store and the whole thing. And it was you should do this. It
was awesome.
Have you done it?
No, I mean I've been I've gotten the papers, and every time I call in, they don't even call me in. I shouldn't even say that out loud. Now I punched the clown.
Don't say it.
Now suddenly,
you know what? You should do, everybody should do their civic duty.
Now, of course.
Show up at a jury once in a while.
If I was called, I would have done it. If I was
great
called.
Experience.
So you were the foreman? Like everybody looked to you, like Mooch?
Oh yeah.
Like how do we?
Yeah. Then the judge, Mr. Mariucci, have you reached a verdict? I stood up, and the whole thing. Yes, we have, Your Honor. I mean, it was awesome. But anyway, here we go again.
Okay.
Well, anyway, if I get in trouble for this, you are going to bail me out, all right?
More than happy to. I'll send the bill to DirecTV and AT&T. Well, I'll expense it. Mooch's bail. It'll be on the expense sheet. So
did you have Dilfer on?
We did. Yeah, he had a cold.
You had a cold?
Yeah, you got to power through it. So I've got a guy who got to power through a cold, and somebody who's sneaking in the men's room during jury duty. So while we're on the subject of one angry mooch or 12 angry mooches, I mean, you were really hot Sunday morning about the ending of the Bengals-Steelers game. And for those who may not have seen it on game day morning Sunday, I'll give you the floor again on what you thought about the ending of the game on Saturday night, Steve.
Rich, it wasn't. Oh, hang on. They're calling me. Hang on. Hear that? Oh, they're just calling a judge. Okay, so we can talk about this game. So here's the thing. I wasn't mad, Rich, about the ending, just the ending. The ending was awful. But it was the whole kit and caboodle. It was the entire game for me. And I made this statement. It should have been a classic, and it ended up to be classless. That's a pretty good little phrase. But what happened was in the beginning of the game, remember, they warned both teams now. The league warned both teams to behave in this game because they saw it coming. And they had that no-fly zone with, like 10 yards. It's like the zone you can't enter. You know what? Usually you see your friends, you go shake hands, you talk to players and coaches and blah, blah, blah. There's good sportsmanship. Well, they didn't allow anybody to do that at half court because they had that no-fly zone.
Yep.
Start with that. And then during the game, it was very chippy. You saw that. It was very chippy the whole game. There were times where guys, I know where they were warned. I know they were warned by their coaches, by the head coaches who do a good job. You saw assistant coaches misbehave on the sideline, whether it's Joey Porter coming out or whether it was Mike Munchak coming. You saw the fans throwing stuff at the players with Ben getting carted off. You saw Burfict, who intercepted the pass, and he ran up the tunnel. Are you kidding me? That should have been a penalty, a delay game penalty. There were so many things that happened before the last hit on Antonio Brown. And, the thing about it, why these guys are so pissed off about it? Burfict, he hurt Le'Veon Bell. He got fined $69,000 last game against these guys, hitting Ben low and cheap shot and all that. Then he hurts Antonio Brown in this game. He hurts their triplets. Are you kidding me? He single-handedly knocks out their triplets. You know darn well the Steelers are going to be looking for that guy, and so it was a bad game all the way around, from coaches to players to officials to fans. The whole thing just didn't represent what we stand for.
Steve Mariucci, my compadre from NFL Game Day Morning, calling into the Rich Eisen show from the men's room of a superior court in the state of California, using the asking for the hall pass as an excuse to call into the show at his usual Monday spot. What do you think? By the way, I've never had a reset like that in my entire 20-year broadcasting
That was
career.
good, though.
Thank you, Steve. What do you think Mike Zimmer's thinking about right now, today?
I hope he feels proud that he has really grown and developed that team, because what a game that was. Deserved to win it, could have won it, all of that. But the big picture is that his team is better than it was when he took it over, and they're going to be a team to reckon with going forward next year. Yeah, they'd love to be advancing, but that was a great game. That was a classic game, and I feel bad for Blair Walsh, and he's getting a lot of heat, that makes me mad too. People are just threatening him and all that baloney. But what a game. And Russell Wilson made a couple plays to win that thing. But Mike Zimmer should be proud of his team and how well he has developed that team. They were healthy, they were ready, they were well prepared. Boy, does he do a nice job.
Have you spoken to Andy Reid the last couple days? Contacted him at all?
I haven't. I probably will just wish him good luck. We text once in a while back and forth, But there's another guy that's done such a great job. 11 wins in a row, and he's just it's amazing. It's amazing what he and Eric Stonestreet have done with that team over there.
Stone Street's going to love the fact that you called into the show from a men's room. I can't wait to tell him that you called into the show from a men's room right now.
I was just hoping I go back in that room. My group is still waiting there, because that'll be pretty embarrassing if they're gone.
Okay. Go back, Steve. I don't want you getting into trouble. You've done your job. You've done your civic duty to the show.
I'm trying to get this jury duty job. They pay $15 a day, 34 cents a mile. So if I land this job, right now it's just the interviews. You got to kind of state your case why you should be or shouldn't be on here.
Okay.
And it's kind of a lot of fun.
All right, Steve.
I have no idea what the case is.
Well, look, but
right.
you're definitely going to be impaneled for sure, or you're going to go through the whole day.
No, I'm going through the process here. They got to pick and choose who they're going to be on the jury.
Okay.
I didn't make the cut yet.
Okay, Steve. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
All right, man.
See you soon.
Thanks.
All right,
Bye.
you got it. That's Steve, man. That's Steve Mariucci.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.